It was my first time cleaning the sect's largest scripture pavilion. But there wasn't a single manual inside. Strangely enough, the book boy had guarded this place for a full 60 years. So I couldn't help but ask Master Qingfeng, "Why isn't there a single book here?" Who told you there must be books in the scripture pavilion? This scripture pavilion is a magical treasure personally crafted by the Peak Master. Whether sect members can get a manual depends on luck. They drop randomly. Hearing this, my heart instantly sank to the bottom. I'm doomed. There are no books inside. How am I supposed to steal a manual to offer to the Demon King? Turns out, yesterday I accidentally picked up a black box behind the mountain. I thought it was a chance gifted from above. But when I opened it, it turned out to be something bizarre. There was even a black-faced demon god sitting at the center of an altar. Just when I was confused, the black-faced demon god suddenly spoke. "The sacrifice has begun. Please offer a tool as a sacrifice." Curious, I threw in a broken axe. The next second, a cold, sinister demonic axe appeared out of thin air. Is this what a sacrifice does? This axe is really beautiful. Excited, I picked up the axe. Information flowed directly into my mind. A blade that severs all things. Powerful demonic aura that can destroy the foundation of immortals. Ha ha ha. The Demon King is really generous. All I offered was a broken axe, and I get a divine weapon like this. Way more generous than those so-called righteous immortals. 10,000 times more generous. Just as I was overjoyed, the Demon King spoke again. "Please offer any manual." A manual. A manual. I'm just a lowly servant, with only 10 spirit coins each month. Even the cheapest manual takes a full 10 months to save up for. Where am I supposed to get a manual? That's when I thought of the scripture pavilion. If a servant disciple can steal a manual, the sacrifice will be a huge success. But I never expected there wouldn't even be half a book here. I was totally speechless. But before I could recover, the book boy's next words made cold sweat run down my back. "Don't blame me for not warning you. The immortals who come here to draw manuals all have explosive tempers just like firecrackers. Just 2 days ago, an outer sect disciple came every year to select a manual from here. But after decades, he still couldn't get what he wanted. That poor former co-worker of yours was watering the garden at the time and got sliced in half on the spot. Brutal. My back was instantly drenched in cold sweat. Why don't the immortals give them the manuals they want? Are you dumb? Giving away manuals for free? If everyone could get exactly the immortal technique they want, how would the great immortals make money? Then I had an epiphany. So basically, if the immortals gave everyone their favorite manual, who'd pay a fortune to buy from them? These immortals sure are cunning. Alright, today you have to clean inside and out. Tomorrow, Elder Zhuanyi is coming to draw a manual. No way, will I die as soon as I start? Look how scared you are. Elder Zhuanyi is the kindest immortal on Jade Pearl Peak. He won't make things hard for us. He might even give you a spare manual. Just hand you one if he draws something he doesn't need.
Hearing manual.
My eyes lit up instantly. That's exactly what I want. Thank goodness. The heavens really favor me. Early the next morning, Qingfeng led me to kneel at the door and wait for the elder. And so we knelt from dawn till afternoon, holding in our pee, not daring to leave. Just when I was about to give out, Elder Zhuanyi finally flew in on his sword. You may rise. Elder Zhuanyi strode inside. Qingfeng followed closely behind. I walked carefully after them. Qingfeng, I remember when you joined the sect. You were just a snot-nosed kid. In a blink, 60 years have passed.
Tell me.
Will I get a useful manual this time? Elder, with your great fortune, getting a good manual should be easy. Piece of cake, really. For you to personally come to the Outer Sex Scripture Pavilion shows real respect for the pavilion. Would it dare not give you a top-grade manual? You're getting slicker with your words, kid. This Scripture Pavilion is a magical treasure crafted by the Peak Master himself. Do you think I don't know how things work in there? It's a miracle just to get a truly useful manual. Not to mention a top-tier one. When the sun rises in the west, maybe. Yes. Elder is sure to get a useful manual. You sure know what to say now. As they talked, his gaze swept over to me. But I didn't try to flatter him with clever words. This actually made the worldly wise Elder Zhuan Yi take special notice of me. He even developed a sudden fondness for wealth. A servant, but with spiritual roots. Void spiritual roots, no less. It's actually void spiritual roots. Such a shame. What a huge pity. Qingfeng sighed along. He knew I must have had some fateful encounter, but never expected me to have void spiritual roots. So close to skyrocketing overnight, but I wasn't the least bit discouraged. Now all I wanted was for Elder Zhuan Yi to just draw some useless manual and hand it to me. Any manual from the Demon King would certainly be 100 times stronger than the sex. Helping me cultivate would be a piece of cake. 5 minutes later, Elder Zhuan Yi walked out expressionless. He was holding a book. Seeing that look, Qingfeng immediately knew it was a useless manual. So he quickly presented a gourd of wine. Elder, this is your favorite monkey wine. So, is this manual of any use? Elder Zhuan Yi took the gourd and drank it all in one shot. He sighed. Another piece of junk. Some manual of reproduction defense techniques. I'm an old man. What use do I have for this? Qingfeng was too embarrassed to say anything, and I was screaming in my mind. Don't throw away the broom. Just toss the manual to me already. Hee, what a catchy title. Maybe the Demon King would really love it. But who could have guessed Elder Zhuan Yi took it as a huge insult? Furious, the manual in his hand was instantly reduced to ashes. He left. So pissed off. No, I was just one step away from getting the manual. You old man. Destroyed my chance. Stop crying. Another elder sister will come for a manual soon. I guess the heavens still favor me. Though this senior sister's temper is even worse. Not to mention killing people. If she doesn't get her desired manual, every living thing within 10 miles is doomed. Not to mention him, who somehow got another spot from who knows where. If he doesn't get the manual he wants this time. Just the thought makes me shudder. Damn, can you not stop halfway when telling a story? Master Qingfeng, we aren't going to get beaten to death, are we? One at least have an official position. I'll probably be fine. But who knows? As they spoke, a young woman in a purple robe walked over. When Qingfeng saw it, he took off running like a shot. He didn't dare hesitate for even a second. He hunched over, not daring to lift his head. He was even more humble than when welcoming Master Zhuan Yi. Qingfeng, do you think I'll get the cultivation technique I want today? Honestly, I'm not asking for much. Any sword technique usable by a female cultivator will do. That's good enough. Senior Sister Yuji has a lot of luck and blessings. She'd definitely get her favorite sword technique. After so many years, I still haven't seen a top-tier sword technique. I'm just waiting for Senior Sister Yuji to give me an eye-opener. Good luck, alright? You got this. Yuji isn't stupid. She could clearly hear the hidden meaning in those words. But she was in a good mood today. She just managed to get a spot from the master. Didn't feel like arguing with the servants. But she couldn't help but speak up. If I still don't get a good cultivation technique this time, it's definitely because you two are too unlucky. As soon as she said that, I felt a chill run down my neck. After Yuji entered the scripture library, I immediately went up to Qingfeng. I whispered, Sir Chengfeng. I'm going to trim the bamboo outside the courtyard. You wait here. Actually, I was scheming in my mind, planning to dig a hole in the bamboo forest and hide away. That would feel a lot safer. Kid, don't think I don't know what you're up to. Anyway, senior sister Yuji is a master of swordsmanship. You're just a regular servant with no cultivation. If she strikes with her sword, even if you're hiding in the latrine pit, you'd still end up with nowhere to be buried. My face instantly turned pale. And then, the scripture library suddenly started shaking. Clearly, Yuji was throwing a fit inside. Even Qingfeng looked extremely panicked. Suddenly, he pulled out a small cloth bundle from his chest and handed it to me. That safety. Suddenly, I remembered something. I promised Master Zhuan Yi to deliver something to him. Can you help me take this to him?
But
Where is Master Zhuan Yi? How do I find him? Go out along the path. Walk all the way to the left side of the Gathering Immortals platform sign. Just wait for him there. He will come for it himself. Remember, if you don't see the master, do not come back. Qingfeng was urging me so urgently. I was totally confused. Something just felt off. But I still followed orders. I took the bundle and ran to the Gathering Immortals platform 10 miles away. But no matter how long I waited, I couldn't see any sign of Master Zhuan Yi. I started wondering if he'd forgotten about it. Suddenly, a loud noise came from the scripture library. A beam of sword light shot up, lighting up the sky. Such terrifying murderous intent. I looked up and saw Yuji, furious, flying away on her sword right above me. My heart trembled. Suddenly, I understood everything. Ignoring Qingfeng's warning, I raced back to the scripture library. I pushed open the door and saw chaos everywhere before me. It looked just like a place looted by bandits. If I'd really buried myself in the ground earlier, I'd probably be dead by now. That sword energy is way too scary. I rushed to the entrance of the scripture library and saw Qingfeng lying on the ground, covered in blood. I almost burst into tears. Sir Qingfeng, you sent me away on purpose, didn't you? Master Zhuanyan never asked for anything to be delivered. I just feel like there's already enough people dead here. Anyway, I've reached the 3rd stage of key training. He can't kill me now. Besides, I'm an official. He wouldn't dare. But you, that's a different story. Looking at Qingfeng now, my chest felt so tight. He's not related to me at all. He helped me out of pure kindness. Sir Qingfeng, will your cultivation recover? Cough, cough. Recover my ass. That damn brat. She's got no humanity at all. Just because she's got some skill and background, she acts like she's above the law. She totally destroyed my Key C. Son of a bitch. Hope her kid is born without an asshole. Qingfeng was cursing furiously, but the more I listened, the heavier my heart got. Cutting off a person's cultivation path isn't much different from killing them. Sir Qingfeng, is there really nothing that can be done? Let me try to plead for you. Unless you go to the Taigsu cave and get the jade essence liquid, it can regenerate all the meridians. But it only works for cultivators in the key training stage. Powerful experts aren't interested in it. Can I go get it for you?
but
I knew it wouldn't be that simple. Qingfeng, sir, I'm begging you. Can you please explain things thoroughly next time? Fine. It's about that jade mouth. It's incredibly solid. Unless our peak master handles it personally, no one else on Jade Immortal Peak has the skill. But I really feel like I can do it this time. After all, I have an invincible heavenly demon axe in my hand. Maybe it'll really split open the jade marrow. At night, I waited till Qingfeng fell asleep, then snuck alone to the Taigsu cave, but I didn't dare rush in. Instead, I crouched at the entrance and listened for a while. After making sure no one was inside, I brought the heavenly demon axe in. If there were an immortal inside who saw me holding a demon weapon, I'd be dead. But as I walked in for 5 minutes, all the jade marrow had already been broken open. It was clearly visible. The jade marrow liquid inside was gone. Did it all get harvested? Until I reached the deepest part of the cave, I finally saw an extremely thick jade marrow. Nobody collected this piece of jade. Sigh. Qingfeng really lucked out. I pulled out the heavenly demon axe and swung it down. It sliced through like tofu. Opened it up effortlessly. At this point, I didn't realize I'd cut into the jade marrow web. I quickly took out the small vial I'd prepared to collect the jade marrow liquid. There was way more jade marrow liquid than I imagined. The little bottle filled up instantly. Seeing the juice about to spill onto the ground, I didn't think twice and quickly drank it straight. Crystal clear juice filled up my stomach. Sigh. Can't waste a treasure like this. Once I finished drinking the jade marrow liquid, then I felt a bit nervous. Is it really okay to drink so much of this stuff? Whatever. It's all gone anyway. Besides, nothing seems off. I didn't dare stay here for long. Before dawn, I ran back quickly. I wouldn't dare hide the heavenly demon axe in my own room now. If another immortal saw the mark on the axe and traced this demon weapon to me, I'd be done for. So I went to the backyard, dug a deep pit with the heavenly demon axe, dug at least a dozen yards. Still didn't feel safe. Not until I hit the bedrock did I finally bury the heavenly demon axe with peace of mind. The next day, Qingfeng saw the jade marrow liquid I brought him and was instantly shocked. Hey kid, you didn't steal this, did you? I won't eat it. Luckily, I'd already prepared my explanation. Just eat it without worry. How could I harm you? Honestly, I went to the Taixu cave yesterday. Turns out someone else was collecting jade marrow liquid. There was plenty of jade marrow liquid there, but that person didn't take it all. So I just picked up what was left. That's why there's only a little. Qingfeng stared at me for a while. He saw how clear my expression was. Didn't look like I was lying. Then he tipped his neck back and drank it all up. After he drank, not only did his qi instantly recover, it was even stronger than before. But soon he noticed something was off. Why does the jade marrow liquid you gave me not match what's written in the books? This seems more like the legendary Jade Marrow King, but the Jade Marrow King is extremely tough. Even a top cultivator at the Golden Core stage, without divine weapons, couldn't break it that easily, right? Could I really have chopped up the Jade Marrow King in one swing? I didn't dare answer. Kept my mouth shut to avoid slipping up. Luckily, Qingfeng thought it through again. Yeah, that's true. Who would leave Jade Marrow King lying around for you to pick up? That finally made me sigh in relief. Had no idea my risky and kind-hearted act would so easily give me a huge opportunity. The next day, Qingfeng called me over. Seeing your devotion to cultivation, here's a basic manual for qi refining. It's a wood element technique. Take it and look it over. Maybe with your empty spiritual root, you might actually develop a real spiritual root. Faced with his words, I showed no expression at all. Sure enough, the next moment, Qingfeng spoke up again. Don't get your hopes too high. After all, no one with empty spiritual root on this continent has succeeded in cultivation yet. I knew you'd hold something back on me, but it's fine. I trust the Demon King won't let me down. Didn't expect that as I turned to leave with the manual. He held back on me again. Oh, and don't say I didn't warn you. I got this manual by accident. There might be errors in it. I practiced for decades and only reached the 3rd layer of qi refining. Nearly went crazy several times. Handle it yourself. Don't push too hard during cultivation. I was speechless. Anything else you want to say? Hey, aren't you afraid of dying? Nope. All right. What do I have to fear? Stop getting in the way of my sacrifice. Once I got back, I locked the door quickly took out the Demon King altar from under the bed, put the book on top. Unexpectedly, the Demon King's voice came. I'm working the morning shift. What garbage. Is this even a technique? Out of 70,000 total characters, there are 48,000 mistakes. And yet people actually practice with this? Of course it's a cultivation manual. Someone managed to reach the third layer of key refining using it. These words left the Demon King speechless. Anyone who can cultivate to key refining 3 using this garbage manual must be a genius. The altar flashed suddenly. That broken manual was replaced by a lightning-wrapped secret book, and the altar returned to being a black box. This is a technique. How come the manual has electricity? Will it electrocute me? I looked at the lightning-flashing book on the ground, feeling bitter inside. The Demon King is definitely a show-off. Makes all his treasures so flashy. Just can't keep a low profile. He's outrageous, desperate for attention, right? Doesn't this electricity really do nothing? I cautiously reached out, touched the manual lightly. The lightning danced playfully on my hand, gently skipping around like a sprite. I didn't feel anything. I let out a breath of relief, then carefully studied the technique. On the cover, several ancient characters written vertically. 5 elements divine thunder. Key refining intro. Open to first page. No content on the title page. Just a name, Dahishan. Sigh. Didn't expect the Demon King to be a narcissist. Turn to the second page. It's the key gathering chapter. Without realizing, I got absorbed in reading. Ki has taken form within the body, gained either purity or grandeur. Bing Ki's quantity is perfectly matched. Same effect as Yuk, generated for circulation, refined for sublimation. I drifted into contemplation. This is different from how empty spiritual root was described. In the books I'd read before, understanding of empty spiritual root wasn't the same. According to official books, the 5 elements of empty spiritual root cancel each other out completely. For example, it's like 5 plants fighting for the same patch of soil. None can grow. Eventually, energy is depleted, and everything withers, leaving behind barren land. But this book says energy doesn't disappear. If metal overcomes wood, wood vanishes. Where did the wood's energy go? It's converted into heat. Yeah, that's definitely it. Rub an iron pin against wood. Wood disappears, but the energy isn't gone. It's turned into flame. That's energy transformation. Water puts out fire. Though the fire is gone, the water gets hotter. The energy just transfers from fire into water. Energy itself doesn't disappear. So with 5 elements counteracting, there's no energy loss for no reason, but rather it's refined. Generation and overcoming have the same effect. All things circulate with the power of life, and ascend with the power of overcoming. The interplay of creation and overcoming forms the supreme dual principles of heaven and earth. Suddenly, I was moved to tears. Previously, I had worried about my empty spiritual roots, anxious and uneasy about being unable to cultivate. But all those feelings vanished instantly. 5-element divine thunder. Isn't this tailor-made just for me? The Demon King really isn't tricking me after all. I understand the theory now, but I still need to personally experience it. I must feel the flow of 5 elements energy myself. Attain utmost tranquility, keep steadfastly still. All things abound, and each returns to its root. Before I knew it, I found myself seated until dawn. My whole body felt on the verge of falling apart, but I had no choice but to get up. I still had plenty of cleaning left to do. But right as I opened the door to step out, I bumped straight into Qingfeng. Qingfeng glanced at me. You actually dare to go now? You must be gifted. This first trial is crucial. Just so happens, no one has come to the scripture pavilion for techniques lately. You don't have to do chores today. Only a little cleaning remains. I'll take care of that for you. Head back and focus on practicing key induction first. Only by guiding key can you truly begin your cultivation. Is this guy really being so kind? Is there some catch? While I was spacing out, Qingfeng had already begun cleaning. Did the sun rise in the west today? Hehe, all right then. Since Qingfeng is doing this, I shouldn't be polite. So I focused on cultivation for 2 whole days. But on the 3rd day of practice, a key cluster began to grow in my key C. It was gradually getting larger. Oh no, that's the jade essence liquid kicking in. I remembered how Qingfeng only used a small bottle to heal all his shattered meridians in key C. But I drank dozens of times more than Qingfeng did. Damn, I haven't even started guiding key yet. Am I about to die? It felt like my key C was going to burst. Suddenly, inspiration struck. Wait, that's right. Doesn't this stuff repair meridians and key C? So all I need is to guide this energy, with careful control, to intentionally damage my own meridians inch by inch, and then use this energy to repair them. Gradually releasing it bit by bit, and that'll do. Just like that, my meridians in key C shattered 999 times, and repaired themselves 999 times. Finally, exhausted after 7 days, I collapsed onto the ground, panting heavily. I swear, I'll never eat random things again. It hurt like hell. But after these days of constant repair and rebuilding, now my meridians in key C are unbelievably resilient. Their capacity has also grown remarkably. I could feel spiritual energy flowing through the air. Within it, all 5 elemental forces kept colliding, and kept being created and destroyed. According to what the book said, I've achieved key induction. I was so excited. I rushed out to find Qingfeng. But when I got to Qingfeng's room, there was no sign of anyone. Where is he? Just as I was about to leave, suddenly saw a cloth pouch placed on the tea table. Hey, isn't this Qingfeng's precious item? Why would he leave it here? Just then, morning sunlight shone in suddenly, directly onto the table. There was a water stain on the table. Hurry up, my heart suddenly clenched. A sense of foreboding hit me. Something's wrong. At that moment, footsteps suddenly came from outside. I quickly hid the pouch in my clothes, grabbed a rag, and quietly wiped away the marks on the table. Then bent over to clean the chairs, pretending to be cleaning up. The footsteps got closer and closer. A very burly Taoist in robes came and stood before me. You're the menial cultivator who's been helping Qingfeng, right? That's me. I was about to kneel, as custom required. Skip the formalities. I, Xuantian, have some questions for you. Grandmaster Xuantian, isn't this the master of the violent Jade Ji? Qingfeng said he drank Jade King essence, and it healed all his scars. He said it was you who gave him the Jade King essence. I felt my heart nearly stop for a moment. This is bad. Exposed, did Qingfeng betray me? No. Both Qingfeng and I only knew it as Jade Essence liquid, not Jade King essence. So, this old man was just probing? Does that mean they got Qingfeng? I can't believe I ended up causing trouble for Qingfeng. I forced myself to hide my pain, while I put on a confused expression. Immortal Master, what are you talking about? What's Jade King essence? After I responded, seeing my expression wasn't suspicious, Xuantian seemed a bit disappointed. Then suddenly, a girl's playful laughter rang out from behind. Master, see, just as I said, he's only a low-level menial worker. How could he have anything to do with the artifact? Right, honestly, I never suspected him either. Just wanted to test him for fun. Kid. Hurry and go. Qingfang won't be coming back. From now on, I'm in charge here. I put on a dazed look, like a total fool who couldn't understand. Oh, then I'll leave now. Walking out, I kept bowing to Zhuantian and JG. Hurry up, get out and stop being a nuisance. I didn't dare look at him in the eye, afraid he'd see the killing intent in my gaze. After leaving the courtyard, I saw lots of green-robed Daoists entering, searching all over for something. My heart sank. They must be looking for my heavenly demon axe. I have to leave immediately. Damn it, someday I'll come back for revenge. Sweating, I ran nonstop all the way to the gathering Immortal platform. The path down the mountain was right ahead. Suddenly, a thunderous shout came from behind. Stop right there. Where do you think you're going? I was so scared my soul almost flew out. Until I turned and saw it was Taoist Xuan Yi. Only then did I breathe a sigh of relief. He tossed me a token. The grand festival is approaching. These cultivators are all losing their minds. You are still young. Yuju Peak isn't suitable for you. Don't go down to the kilns. If you get a chance, explore other peaks instead. Is the old man trying to scare me? He says some really strange things. Whatever, just run. But just as I reached the bottom of the mountain, I was stopped by several fourth-level key cultivator guards. They blocked me. Stop, Master Zhuantian has ordered. No one is allowed down the mountain lately. That old man must not have found the heavenly demon residence. Good thing. I hid it pretty well. Well, what about the Immortal's token? Are you going to block me too? Brother, please understand. Just following procedure. You may go down the mountain now. After going down, I dared not linger at all. I kept running until I reached Dayao town. Finally, I could relax. After all, the town's ruled directly by the true martial sword sect leader. Yuju Peak, Shantian JG, and all their influence can't reach here. Now I lost. I had time to check the pouch Qingfeng left me. Looking through it, there were just over 1,000 new coins, a herbal medicine and alchemy manual, and a strange-looking key. The key had a metal tag attached. Is this the key to Dayao's house? I'm feeling doubtful. I put it away for now. Then I entered the main hall at the entrance. Because no matter the reason, anyone arriving at Dayao must first register at the main hall. Only after obtaining an identity card can you freely move around Dayao town. I walked up to the registration window. The female cultivator on duty quickly finished my registration. Good luck to you. Thanks. All right. Could you help me locate this place? I pointed at the address on the keychain's metal tag. Oh, that's a property certificate. You actually own property in Dayao? Wow, you're really rich, young man. Houses in Dayao aren't cheap, you know. But you don't even know where your own house is? A friend from the mountain gave it to me. It's actually my first time in Dayao, so I don't know the location. Wow. Your friend is really generous. People from the mountain sure have money. He became even friendlier because of this.
He took out a map and showed me where the property is.
He explained how to get there and kept throwing flirty looks at me. But I didn't react at all. Because my mind isn't really here right now. Following the direction the female cultivator gave me, I quickly found Qingfeng's residence. It's a small courtyard on the west side. Right outside is the lively town center. There's a clear little stream at the entrance. Ah, what a perfect spot for retirement. Sadly, happiness never lasted long enough. I pushed open the door to a classic courtyard. The yard was full of beautiful flowers and plants, but I wasn't in the mood to appreciate them at all. I rushed straight into the bedroom and slammed the door shut behind me. Only now, the pain buried deep in my heart became unbearable. I burst out crying. Xuan, Tian, right? Yuji, right? One day, when my cultivation surpasses yours, I'll tear you both apart I'll avenge Qingfeng. After venting all my pain, I quickly took out the black box to see what the demon lord needed. Sacrifice? Didn't expect that. The demon lord immediately initiated the sacrifice. Sacrifice started. This sacrifice requires a supplementary skill book. Alchemy, forging, music, spiritual farming, and so on are all acceptable. Come on, is the demon lord just watching me all the time? I just obtained an auxiliary alchemy book. And now he's starting a sacrifice. Forget it, as long as it helps me grow faster. I took out the herbal compendium from my chest, placed it on the altar. Before long, a bolt of lightning appeared. The herbal compendium vanished, and in its place was a different book, Essence of 5 Elements Alchemy. I couldn't wait to flip it open. It instantly shocked me. The book actually had nothing about herbal descriptions. What? How will I make pills without herb info? But after carefully reading the introduction, the more I read, the more shocked I became. 5-element alchemy doesn't require fixed recipes. It only cares about the different elemental forces inside the herbs. Using the nature of elemental energies to refine pills is the ultimate alchemy secret. For example, to refine a wood spirit pill, you only need 2 units of wood spirit energy and 1 unit of fire spirit energy. If the ratio of energies is right, any kind of herb will do. Ordinary alchemy methods require strict recipes to produce pills. I kept reading further. I found out there was even a bonus technique included, called spiritual energy identification. It allows you to precisely identify the energies inside herbs for accurate detection. Without hesitation, I sat cross-legged right away and started to cultivate. I couldn't wait anymore to try out this new alchemy method. Besides, without pills, cultivating on my own is way too slow. I refused to become another Qingfeng. Next morning, I headed to the town market. The Zhenwu Mountains are full of talented people and spiritual energy. There were endless varieties of magical herbs. Top-grade sagebrush. Come take a look. Just dug up seconds ago. That snow lotus, anyone want it? This was picked at the summit of a 100,000-meter mountain. Only 3 left. Once they're sold, they're gone. I activated my newly learned technique. My eyes turned pale green. All the properties of the herbs became clear and obvious to me. Most of the herbs had chaotic attributes, though. With my current cultivation level, I couldn't extract the contained elemental energy. The 5-element alchemy method does have energy refinement techniques, but the minimum requirement is foundation establishment. And I'm only at key sensing now, still so far off. Sigh, for now. I can only look for ingredients with relatively pure elemental energies. That's the best I can do at the moment. This snow lotus seems nice. The water attribute inside is 99%. How much for your snow lotus? Cheap sale. 500 spirit coins each. You want one? What? That's so expensive. I can't afford it. Circling around the market again, I realized even my savings couldn't buy many rare herbs, and I'd quickly spend it all. Just as I was about to leave disappointed, I suddenly noticed a ragged kid in the corner, selling some strange drawings. A flower with 5 petals, each one a different color. Every petal has a separate elemental force. Interesting, what's this flower called? It's called the 5-color flower. Everyone says the powers inside are messy, so no one wants them. Kid, that's no way to do business. You should say they're rare and valuable even if they're not pure. But people just think the flower is useless. They eat it as food, like it's nothing special. I suddenly felt a sting in my chest. Turns out I'm the real fool here. I picked up a 5-color flower and started thinking. If they used the whole flower at once, it wouldn't work. But if each petal was used separately, classified by elemental attribute, it might actually work. How much are you selling for? They're only 1/10 spirit coin each. You can take all these flowers. I immediately felt tempted. I pulled out a spirit coin and bought them. I don't have change for one spirit coin. Could you wait a second? I'll go get some change at other stalls. No need, keep it. Just take the flowers. Come back tomorrow with more 5-color flowers, and I'll take enough to match the coin. I'll be here waiting. Is that okay? The kid held the spirit coin tightly, his eyes sparkling. Really? See you tomorrow then? See you tomorrow. I whistled, happily collected the 9 5-color flowers from the ground, then headed to the nearby alchemy room. 1 hour for 1 spirit coin, not too pricey.
Plus,
They even nicely provided a beautiful female cultivator to tend the fire. I saw her wave her hand, and a flame instantly lit up the alchemy furnace. Have you ever made pills before, guest? No. First time, huh? Then please wait a moment. I'll be back soon. She returned shortly from outside. Is it necessary to go this far? Honestly, if the boss didn't pay well, no one would want to do this job. It's way too dangerous, especially for beginners like you. A first attempt always results in an explosion. I've never seen anyone succeed at it on the first try. Well, let me try. I spoke defiantly, but wasn't convinced inside. The 5-element alchemy essence from the Demon Lord. Xiaohong didn't say much to me. Lower the temperature, thinking they are some kind of genius. It's useless to say more. Wait until he's half dead from an explosion. Then he'll naturally behave. Who knew that in the next second? Preparing to refine pills. It shouldn't explode, right? What Xiaohong said really made me a bit scared. Xiaohong was stunned. You're using these things to refine pills? This stuff can be used for alchemy? Actually, I'm not sure either. But I can give it a try. I'm afraid of wasting expensive herbs too. That's true. You're just here to get familiar with the alchemy process. I picked 4 green petals. They represent the wood spirit petals. The truth is, I can't afford it. According to the 5 elements alchemy esoterica, they can be refined into a wood spirit pill. Light the fire, Xiaohong. Why add water? Does this count as a success? 2 red petals are fire spirit petals. Isn't this just a drill? I'll just have to make do with water. And the mistakes I had made. I first put the 4 green petals in. Soon, the furnace turned into a pot of green porridge. The same substance. At this time, I told Xiaohong to switch to a low heat and simmer slowly. An hour later, the green porridge got thicker and thicker. It's almost ready. I quickly put the 2 red petals in. Red petals carry the power of fire spirit, mainly to burn away impurities other than the wood spirit. Just then, the thick green porridge suddenly began to boil. A strange smell rose up. This is the slightly sour scent of wood spirit. It's almost done. Wait, why did the heat suddenly increase? Haven't I been simmering it on low heat all along? Oh no. Wood feeds the fire. I sensed something was wrong. I immediately did a somersault and dove into the corner. The pill in the furnace exploded with a bang. A powerful shockwave rushed directly out of the furnace. Damn, lucky I reacted fast. But Xiaohong suffered. He was blasted charred black all over. Turns out he was right to be fully armored. Luckily, I only dared to put in enough for 1 pill. If I had filled a whole furnace, it would have been disastrous. Shouldn't you add spirit liquid of the 5 elements? It's terrifying to even think about. Without pills to assist me, there's no way to quickly increase my cultivation. Let alone seeking revenge for Qingfeng. I don't believe it. Let's try again. I won't refine the wood spirit pill this time. I'm going to try the spirit pill. I took 9 5-color flowers from the basket. With sufficient energy, 2 blue petals are water spirit energy. To see the subtle changes in the alchemy process clearly, white petals represent pure spirit energy. I thought I had figured it out yesterday. The furnace would explode again. I was knocked flying by the shockwave. So I can only precisely control the heat. Meow, let's go again. The third explosion. Not really, the quality is too poor. After several consecutive failures, I had a black eye. It is indeed a genuine fire spirit pill. I'm going crazy. I've entered a state of severe addiction to alchemy. Xiaohong said nothing. Fools like this are not uncommon, refusing to turn back until they hit the wall. The 9th time and the last time. Really? I can refine one last fire spirit pill. I sat quietly in the alchemy room. When the water started boiling and reflected on all the procedures, my basic judgment was that it was a problem with the heat control. Because the impurity content of each petal is different. I smashed hard against the wall. I don't have the ability to purify right now. To project energy directly. Let's blow it up. Next, I added a large bowl of water into the furnace. No, wait. Xiaohong nodded numbly. This time I was extremely cautious. Learning from all the previous lessons, every movement was very steady. Meanwhile, I kept instructing Xiaohong to control the heat. 2 hours later, there was a slight sweetness in the air. He has seen many people like this. That's right, fire spirit pills have a slightly sweet scent. Very good, keep it steady. Simmer on low heat. Another 2 hours passed. The furnace actually hadn't exploded yet. This was a first. I was sweating profusely from nervousness. Almost there, Xiaohong, get ready to collect the pill. Roger that. Xiaohong instantly cranked the fire to the maximum. I used all my strength to lift the furnace lid. In real alchemy, the lid should be opened with spells, and the pill would eject automatically. But I don't know any spells. I could only use brute force. I just didn't expect the lid to be so heavy. Not until my face was strained, and my veins were bulging, did I finally fling it open. With a pop, a small clump of sticky stuff was ejected from the furnace. It stuck to the ceiling. I leaped up and took that sticky clump from the ceiling into my palm. This is a fire spirit pill? Why is it a sticky clump? After thinking for a moment, who succeeded in their very first alchemy attempt as a novice? Directly into a ball. It looks much better this way. Pure fire element power radiated from my palm. Oh! I seem to have actually succeeded. But why is it a little bit sticky? How embarrassing. But Xiaohong's eyes widened, almost in disbelief.
He's a fire-type cultivator.
And is very sensitive to the aura of fire spirit pills. Although this pill's quality is poor, and my whole body was scorched black, this kid, on his first time refining, actually managed to pull it off. Could he really be an alchemy genius? But I have no other choice. The 4th one exploded too. Congratulations, you are the only one. I simply used my hands to knead the sticky mass, because that's all the herbs left. Then am I not an alchemy genius? I guess so. Xiaohong thought of my clumsy techniques during the process. This answer was somewhat against his conscience. When I got home, although I was exhausted, I wasn't sleepy at all. Instead, I immediately sat cross-legged and swallowed the low-quality fire spirit pill in one gulp. I couldn't wait to find out the effects of the fire spirit pill. I guided it with my mind, directing this power carefully into the fire spirit root in my sea of qi. In an instant, the inside of my body became a world of red. Simultaneously, a cluster of invisible flames danced around me. If a cultivator were spying on me now, they would definitely think I'm a standard fire-type cultivator. I was overjoyed. I am finally a cultivator with spiritual energy. But I can feel it now. Its energy can only be used for physical strengthening and healing. I can't project energy outward yet. To remove impurities bit by bit, I need to be at least at the third level of key refining. It seems I must double my efforts. The next day, I got some 5-color flowers from the kid, then turned around and headed straight for the alchemy room. I leaned in very close this time. But after a whole day of work, I only managed to produce 1 gold spirit pill. Sigh. Turns out yesterday's success was just a fluke. Autumn arrived. Golden leaves covered the valley, extraordinarily beautiful. Every day I bought flowers from the kid to refine pills and cultivate. My alchemy skills gradually began to improve. From the initial 9 explosions out of 10, it became 8 explosions out of 10. Finally, I hit a limit. I could only succeed 3 or 4 times out of 10. Because I found it's no longer a problem with the alchemy itself, but that my own cultivation can't keep up. I simply can't precisely control the timing. Plus, the impurities in the herbs are all sorts of weird. One slip up and it explodes. Another month passed. With the help of the pills, I finally made the 5 spots of light, cultivated to be very bright. I took 4. I began to practice the 5 elements demonic art. The 5 elements formation in the sea of ki slowly started to activate. After counteracting each other, they were exhausted. Suddenly, thunder rumbled. Above the formation plate, a multicolored bolt of lightning flashed faintly in the clouds. In that instant, I had a revelation. No wonder this cultivation technique is called the 5 elements divine thunder. Turns out, it utilizes the mutual restriction of the 5 elements to grind spiritual power into even more refined energy. This energy doesn't disappear, but instead is sublimated into a divine thunder array. The divine thunder emerges. I complete the first layer. Breaking through made me extremely excited. I finally truly stepped into the world of cultivation. I've become a cultivator. Suppressing my wild joy, I couldn't wait to open the 2nd chapter of the 5 Thunder demonic art. The practice for the 2nd chapter is still gathering energy in the 5 elemental spiritual roots. Once enough energy accumulates, I can use my divine sense to gain initial control over the divine thunder. Even though this scripture can't release spiritual power outward, I can use the divine thunder for body protection and physical training. It will also greatly enhance my strength and resilience. A significant improvement. I couldn't wait another moment. So I immediately sat cross-legged and started meditating, aiming for the 2nd layer of ki refining. Man, this 2nd layer requires so much energy. If this were ancient times, cultivating this art would be effortless. They say spiritual energy in that era was as thick as liquid, and cultivation was even easier than drinking water. Golden core cultivators were everywhere. Nascent souls delivered food. Great perfection stage masters roamed the land. But now it's the age of declining laws. Spiritual energy is drying up day by day. Even golden core cultivators are extremely rare. If I keep cultivating with this method, there's only one way, and that's using a huge amount of pills. But how many gathering ki pills would I need for this? I'll be broke. But since I'm already on this pirate ship, I can only force myself to keep going. Luckily, this demonic art is far superior to celestial arts. Once it's mastered, it's literally overwhelming. Anyway, I can still use the cheapest 5-colored flowers to refine gathering ki pills, barely sustaining my cultivation. In a blink, winter came. The valley was covered in silver. Snowflakes fell from the sky, and I successfully broke through to the 2nd layer of ki refining. Now I can manipulate divine thunder with my mind, letting it flow freely through my meridians. My body has also become extremely tough. With my current physique, even if Yuji stabbed me with her sword, I wouldn't die. She'd have to stab me several times. But I am burning through spirit coins too fast. I still don't plan to go out and work, since I need to focus on breaking through to the 3rd layer. Only by reaching that level can I have basic self-preservation. and I'll be able to learn spells. Even pill refining will improve dramatically. Time passed. I've now lived in Diao Town for an entire year. Winter turned to spring, then summer came again. I finally reached a bottleneck at the third layer of key refining. Ugh. At last, I've broken through the third layer of key refining. But the divine thunder had been suppressed for too long, and bursting out of my body for the first time, it shot uncontrollably up to the roof. The roof was instantly blasted apart with a huge hole. Then it shot out directly. Oh no! Please don't let anybody see this. This divine thunder is actually a demonic moon technique. If someone finds out, I'll definitely get into big trouble. Just as I was panicking, the ground suddenly shook, and the sky turned a ghastly green. A weird, howling wind blew through. No way, is my divine thunder really this powerful? At that moment, screams started erupting outside. I immediately sensed something was wrong. Quickly opening the door, I ran into the yard. I saw a terrifying green ghost wind blowing in from the horizon, whistling as it entered Diao. Countless people's roofs were blown off, and some were swept up, screaming as they rose into the sky, only to be instantly corroded down to bare bones. Even the bones turned to dust. The ashes drifted down like snow. Is this the end of the world? Luckily, the strange wind was gone as fast as it came. It lasted only about 15 minutes, and then vanished without a trace. Little did I know, this sudden anomaly just saved my life. Even the immortals of the 13 peaks were alarmed. The sky was filled with sword-riding immortals. Sword lights crisscrossed the sky. One of the immortals was flying awkwardly, wobbling and shaking, moving very slowly and low. Clearly, he'd just learned how to fly on a sword. But the next second, he was swallowed whole by a strange, flying serpent lurking in the woods below. The immortal's scream echoed through the valley. All the immortals turned to look. Evil beast, how dare you harm people? A flash of sword light, and the flying serpent was slashed apart in midair. Everyone was shocked by such immortal power. Only I noticed something tiny gently floated down from the sky, landing not far from me. My heart skipped a beat. That must be the immortal's treasure. So I dashed over at once. But just as I saw what had fallen, a voice from behind interrupted me. Stop right there, you reckless fool. Hurry up and get out of here. Don't you know demonic algae have appeared up ahead? Looking into the distance, sure enough, a terrifying green pond had appeared in the forest. It wasn't big, only a few yards across, but it was bubbling with creepy green foam. And the flying serpent's body had also landed near the pond. So that's demonic algae? Immortal Master, did that flying serpent come out of the demonic zone? That's truly terrifying. Of course, this is no place for ordinary people like you. Go back at once. This area has already been sealed off. Yes, I'm leaving immediately. I wasn't about to take any chances, so I made a mental note of the location and turned to leave. Suddenly, a massive explosion sounded. The demonic algae burst apart, sending green liquid soaring into the air. Yes. What a godsend. Sigh. When the immortals looked over at me, I was already running toward Diao Town. That coward is so timid, yet still dared to come here for excitement. Now he flees like a dog. Truly a reckless fool. But when I got home, I saw my neighbor sighing at the door. A wind disaster is coming. A great calamity looms ahead. A great calamity is upon us. I was startled, listening to the old man. He seemed to know a lot about this green wind. So I walked over and greeted him politely. Excuse me, sir. What did you mean just now by a wind disaster is coming? Young man, you just don't understand. On this continent, every 129,600 years, there is a great catastrophe. If you survive, you move into the next era. If not, you vanish without a trace. Even immortals are no exception. Is this catastrophe really so close at hand? Exactly. By my reckoning, in about 3,000 years, the cataclysm year will arrive. Now, demonic domain winds have started to blow through from time to time. That's the omen. 3,000 years, huh? Oh, so that's far off. Then it's fine. You have to reach the peak of Golden Core stage to gain 3,000 years of lifespan. I don't even know if I can reach Foundation establishment myself. By the way, Elder, the catastrophe you mentioned, is it the demon realm? Of course, the flying snake just now was a ferocious beast from the demon realm. 3,000 years later, the demon realm will return. Immortals will no longer be able to live peacefully. The world will be reshuffled. But it has nothing to do with me. I won't live to see that day. Just then, a few engineers suddenly walked over. Young man, I invited them. I see your house is damaged. Let them fix it for you while they're here. Thank you so much. I'll wait inside. It wasn't long before the master arrived. It's really far. This hole looks like it was made by a demon realm monster. Not only is it perfectly round, there are traces of demon realm energy at the edges. Young man, you sure are lucky. Must have been a creature from the demon realm passing through here. Fortunately, it only damaged your roof and didn't hurt you. This won't be easy to repair. Give me 2 immortal coins, and I'll fix it for you right now. Alright, please fix it for me. Here are the immortal coins. When the master finished and left, I quickly went to close the courtyard gate, my back pressed tightly against the door, covering my uncontrollable heart. Thankfully, the gloomy wind passed through today and got me out of trouble. If the immortals found out I have demonic powers, skinning and crushing bones would be considered lenient. After a long while, I finally entered the house, pulled out the storage pouch I'd picked up from my pocket. Turns out this storage pouch was the lowest quality. Not only that, it was locked. I risked my life, and all I got was this. Poor slob, shameless bum. Wait, I can give it to the Demon King. Doesn't the Demon King accept any kind of junk? Sure enough, as soon as I opened the black box, it instantly turned into an altar. A familiar voice sounded. Please sacrifice an artifact. The Demon King really loves me. After the sacrifice was finished, the storage pouch disappeared. A small black cube appeared on the table. Meanwhile, information about the cube instantly appeared in my mind. Black cube. Growth type container. Can grow after absorbing energy. The space inside can gradually expand. It can hold more and more kinds of items. This thing is great. But how does it grow? Since it's an artifact, it must require spiritual power to activate. I just happen to be at key refining stage 3, able to release spiritual energy externally. I carefully let the divine thunder energy from my energy sea flow out slowly through my fingertips. As soon as my spiritual energy touched the cube, there was a loud thunderous explosion. Ah, where's my black cube? Oh no, did it get blown up? Damn it. Is my spiritual energy really that violent? Just then, my energy sea suddenly stirred inside me. I quickly sat cross-legged, focused and meditated. My soul entered the energy sea. I immediately saw the black cube that disappeared just now, hiding in the midst of divine thunder clouds. It was frantically absorbing the divine thunder's energy. Stop. I've only been cultivating a few days. Couldn't accumulate much divine thunder energy. It's not easy for me. I immediately cut off the divine thunder energy supply. Didn't expect the cube to get angry. It refused to come out, hiding in divine thunder clouds. This artifact really has its own personality? Fine, since it likes it here, let it stay here. At least it won't be discovered by anyone else. Right. I can check what's inside the cube first. The inside really matches its name. Pitch black all over. But it can actually store quite a bit. Why is there a book in here? Could it be that the cube was remodeled from the Demon King's storage pouch? So it left behind the previous cultivator's belongings? The Demon King is so arrogant. Not even the supreme leader of the Divine Sword sect could manage that. Seems like following the Demon King really has its perks. When it's 3,000 years later, if I'm still alive, and the storm hits, the Demon King descends. Maybe I can follow the boss then. Show off for once. Feels amazing. I left the black cube, held the book and took a look. The book described an offensive spell, called the AO battle spell, really not suitable for humans. Seems to be some strange spell of ancient monsters from legends. Sacrifice started. Please sacrifice a basic technique. What a coincidence. I sacrificed the EAW battle spell without hesitation. A moment later, a new book appeared on the altar. 5 Thunder Techniques. I opened the book and read carefully. It recorded 5 types of techniques. Demonic Fire Dragon, Fire Element. Earth God Shield, Earth Element. Nature Revival, Wood Element. Divine Sword Technique, Metal Element. Breath Cultivation, Water Element. This technique converts divine thunder into 5 elemental powers. Did the Demon King know that divine thunder's power isn't suitable for this world? So specifically prepared techniques to convert divine thunder into 5 elements for me. The Demon King is so thoughtful. Knows how to help me hide. Next time I sacrifice, I'll feed you something good. Eating trash every day. Even the all-powerful Demon King wouldn't be able to stand it. Looking at the 5 techniques before me, after thinking, I chose an offensive one. After all, without offense, even if defense is strong, you're just taking hits. There are 2 offensive spells. I decisively chose the Divine Sword technique. Because Demonic Fire Dragon summons a demon dragon from the demon realm. In this world flooded with immortals, it would be recognized instantly. Divine Sword technique turns divine thunder into spirit energy, and conjures a phantom flying sword to kill the enemy. After minor mastery, you can release 7 divine swords in one go, forming a sword net to attack the enemy. If you reach advanced mastery, you can release 108 divine swords in succession, sweeping across in a massive attack. If you reach ultimate mastery, there's no limit to the number of swords. How many you can summon depends on your spiritual energy limit. Endless sword rain can kill any enemy. Could even instantly kill a golden core cultivator. According to the techniques in the book, I tried to convert the divine thunder into gold elemental energy and guided it to condense into a weapon. Suddenly my palm trembled. A small silver sword appeared in my hand. It's a bit small, just 3 inches, even shorter than a dagger. But even so, I couldn't suppress my inner joy. This is my first time casting a real spell.
Cultivation is truly magical.
Oh wait, it's demon cultivation that's magical. Learning from last time's uncontrolled release of divine thunder, I ran crazily for 3 days. Arrived at a hidden valley in the forest. I concentrated my energy into a divine sword in my palm. I aimed it at a massive tree, 500 meters wide, straight ahead. Using my spiritual sense, I controlled the divine sword and sent it flying forward. The divine sword sliced right through the giant tree. With a thunderous roar, the massive tree began to fall. It came crashing down right toward me. Terrified, I scrambled out of the way. A tree this size could definitely crush me to death. The giant tree hit the ground. The impact made the earth hum and vibrate. Countless small animals scattered in terror. Oh man, this is way too powerful. I wonder what would happen if it hit granite. Ah, so strong. Let's try again. I continued to control the divine sword, slashing repeatedly at the surrounding boulders. After a series of thunderous booms, the boulders were all sliced apart. After the 13th strike, my vision went dark. I stumbled and fell face first onto the ground. The spiritual energy in my body was completely exhausted. The divine sword turned into points of light and vanished into the air. In other words, with an attack of this level, I can only manage 13 strikes. If those 13 strikes don't kill the enemy, then I'm out of luck. I wonder how my current skills compare to other cultivators at the 3rd level of key refining. I guess I probably feel about the same as everyone else. At this moment, I didn't realize that this kind of destructive power, if seen by other 3rd level key refining cultivators, would give them nightmares for life. Man, cultivation is great. Wait. I mean demon cultivation. I'll pop 2 key gathering pills, replenish some energy, and head home. It's glowing red. Without the boost from the divine thunder, how long is it going to take me to get home? With no other choice, I gritted my teeth and walked for 9 days. I was dog-tired by the time I finally made it home. But the next day, I couldn't wait to get up. I need to find the kid to get more 5-color flowers for alchemy. After experiencing the power of the divine sword, I have to be even more diligent. Han Zhao saw me at the entrance of the alley. His eyes lit up. He hurried over, clutching a cloth bag. Brother Zhang, here are 235 color flowers in total. You can have them all for just 2 immortal coins. I paused, feeling the money in my pocket. I realized that without even noticing, I only had 3 immortal coins left. Looking at Han Zhao again, he looked completely different than before. He was wearing nice clothes and looked full of energy. 1,000 immortal coins for food, drinks, and fun is enough to last a lifetime. But once you start cultivating, even though I've been so frugal, it's only been a little over a year. Cultivation really can make you go broke. I pulled out 2 immortal coins and handed them to Han Zhao. Next, I took my last immortal coin to the alchemy room. It was only enough to rent the room for 1 hour. I steeled myself and decided to refine all 235 color flowers at once. Now that I'm at the 3rd level of key refining, I can guide the alchemy process directly with my spiritual energy. The whole process was done via remote control. An hour passed just like that. The rich, mellow medicinal fragrance had already filled the entire room. Time's up. Open the furnace. It worked. This single batch actually yielded over 65 element key gathering pills. And the quality is so high. Sigh, if I weren't afraid of drawing unwanted attention. I'd love to sell all of these pills. That way, I could convert them into immortal coins and buy even better materials for alchemy. On the market right now, even a low-quality key-gathering pill costs 500 immortal coins. In the time that followed, I used the key-gathering pills as a supplement. First, I mastered the divine sword technique until it was effortless. The sword light flickered, striking exactly where I pointed. Then I learned the wood-style universal rebirth, the earth-style great earth shield, the fire-style demon dragon summoning, and the water-style embryonic breathing. I learned them one by one. A month later, and successfully broke through to the 4th level of key refining. At the moment of the breakthrough, my spiritual sense doubled in range. My detection range now reached over 60 meters. Every movement within the courtyard, whether it was the rustling of grass or the crawling of insects, was clear and vivid. With a long whistle, I woke from my meditative trance. My physical constitution also became stronger after the breakthrough. It's time to go out and find a job to earn some money. But just then, the altar suddenly activated. Please sacrifice a flying sword or another flying-type magical treasure. I haven't even reached the 8th level of key refining yet. I can't even control a flying magical tool. Sigh, even if I had a flying sword, I wouldn't be able to fly it yet. And the most important thing is, a flying sword costs at least 3,000 immortal coins. How the hell am I supposed to afford that? Sigh. For now, I'll head to the management office to ask about jobs. Before long, I was at the management office's service counter. Senior, are there any good job openings lately? The kind where the work is relatively easy, but the pay is high? My friend, for that kind of job, you'd need to have a powerful father. There's really no way for ordinary people. We ordinary citizens of Dayao aren't even as well off as the mountain servants. Sigh, if you're looking for a shortcut to success, it's just too difficult. There is one though. But you probably don't meet the requirements. It requires at least the 4th level of key refining. What a coincidence, Senior. I just hit the 4th level. Hearing my words, he was completely shocked. Because pills are so expensive, ordinary cultivators in Diao who reach the 3rd level of key refining usually hit a dead end. There aren't even many who make it to the 3rd level. The senior snapped out of it, and hurriedly said, Since you're already at the 4th level of key refining, you can definitely go to Spirit Bone Peak to apply. They're looking for someone to guard the spiritual fields. The work there is relatively easy, and the pay is good. But the requirements are quite high. You need level 4 spiritual energy or higher. If you have wood or metal spiritual energy, it's even easier. I also heard that the elders there are the most generous. If you really take good care of the spiritual fields, they might even reward you with treasures. I heard he has a lot of flying swords, and often gives them out as rewards. Even if you don't use them yourself, you can bring them back to the treasure furnace for recycling, and get a lot of money. Hearing this, my heart started pounding.
Holy cow.
Doesn't this perfectly satisfy the flying sword requirement for the Demon King? Then, Senior, may I ask? I understand that planting spiritual fields requires wood spiritual energy.
But
Why do they also need to recruit metal element cultivators? I'm not too sure about that. If you are a dual element cultivator in both wood and metal, and you apply, you'll definitely be hired. Also, I won't lie to you. The elders at Spirit Bone Peak are actually very fierce. If you do a good job, that's fine. But if you don't, you'll likely be scolded, or even beaten, and then kicked out. But don't worry, no one has ever died there. Thanks, Senior. I'll go check it out. Spirit Bone Peak recruiting spiritual field manager. Level 4 key refining and above. Main task, guarding the spiritual fields. Metal spiritual root preferred. Wood spiritual root also considered. Only one position available. 15 immortal coins per month, room and board included. I immediately walked to the front and joined the end of the line. The cultivators in front went up one by one for testing. Sigh. No good, your spiritual energy is too weak. Please leave. Next. Several people in a row were turned away. There was only one person left in front of me, and then it would be my turn. The burly man in front placed his hand on the spiritual energy stone. The chubby guy's eyes lit up. Finally, someone decent shows up. Your spiritual energy is indeed strong, but it's fire element. Fourth level key refining cultivators are rare enough. And you insist on looking for wood or energy types. Isn't that asking for the impossible? I know what you want, it's just weed removal and fertilizing. Fire element may not match gold or wood. But it's not like it's impossible. The chubby guy clearly hesitated. After all, they've been recruiting for so long without finding a good fit. Maybe we should let this person give it a try. Who knows, maybe it'll work out. I saw all the changes on the chubby guy's face. My heart tightened instantly. Damn, what if he picks me? Immortal Master, I'm dual gold and wood element. Fourth level key refining. The burly man suddenly stood up and glared at me. But I completely ignored him. Just eagerly looked at the chubby Taoist. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I have to fight for it. Oh, is that right? Come here and try. Let me check just how strong your spiritual energy is. The burly man gritted his teeth, not daring to act up in front of the immortal. He had no choice but to step aside. But he didn't want to leave. He felt his own ki had reached 40%. His spiritual energy was extremely strong. Not something ordinary people could compare to. Kid, even if you have dual gold and wood element, if your spiritual energy is weak, you still won't make the immortal's cut. Just wait to be eliminated. I stretched out my right hand, converted the divine energy in me quickly into both gold and wood spiritual power, then placed my hand on the spiritual stone. In an instant, half the spiritual stone turned white, and the other half turned green. The two colors intertwined and glowed together. A truly harmonious sight. Sure enough, dual gold and wood element. Both elements are so pure and incredibly strong. That's really rare. Very good. No need to choose any further. You're the one. Come with me. Half an hour later, the chubby Taoist led me to the mid-levels of Lingyu Peak. There were terraced fields built up the mountainside. Spiritual fields arranged in scattered patches. The whole place was peaceful and full of spiritual energy. Remember, all these spiritual fields are your responsibility. These spirit grains were just planted, so it's a crucial period. There are 30 mu in total. Come on, I'll take you to meet the elder. I followed closely behind the chubby Taoist, continuing up the mountain path. But just as I stepped out of the Great Yao's boundary, a thick mist suddenly rose up. Everything around became incredibly surreal, fuzzy and unclear. You couldn't see anything nearby. This is the mountain protecting formation set by our predecessors. Don't come here alone unless you have to. Also, the guards at our outer gate often slack off and are frequently not at their posts. So don't wander in by mistake. I understand, Elder. The two continued walking forward. Suddenly, the illusion vanished. An ancient cave appeared before us. Disciple Feng Xiaopeng reports to Elder Suzuki. I found the best candidate to tend the spiritual fields. Please have a look, Elder Suzuki. Another fourth level key refining kid? Can he handle this? Elder, it's already rare for a servant to reach 4th level key refining. I spent a long time searching, and only found someone qualified now. Sigh. Fine, let him try first. This is the exclusive token of Lingyu Peak. You'll need to come up the mountain sometimes. Some tools are kept here too. With this token, you can enter Lingyu Peak freely. It will also help you see through illusions. But remember, except for your work areas, absolutely don't wander elsewhere. The last guy who took care of these spirit fields was very good. He reached 5th level, key refining already. But he insisted on wandering around, and went out to challenge a demon beast. In the end, he got eaten by it. A pity, the spirit rice's growth period still has half a year to go. Now the rest is up to you. Fang Xiaopang will teach you all the methods. If you're careless, or slack off, I would never dare be negligent. Alright, you can go now. Don't disturb my cultivation. The old man turned and went back into the cave. Afterwards, I followed Fang Xiaopang back to the fields. He took me to a jade stone at the center of the terraces. This stone is the key to the array. With this stone, you can activate the natural formation below. It can generate massive spiritual energy continuously. But this spiritual energy isn't great for human cultivation. Instead, it's especially good for plants. The method is actually very simple. Just pour spiritual energy into it. Best is pure, strong wood element energy. The purer and stronger, the better. You just need to activate it once every morning. Immortal, only wood energy is needed here. Got it. Then what about gold energy? Hey, you'll need gold energy for the next task. After the array is activated, it's not just the spirit rice that will thrive. Some weeds and wildflowers also grow like crazy. Once nourished by spiritual energy, these weeds get incredibly tough to remove. Best to use gold energy to break their roots. Otherwise, kill them today, and they're back tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of work for you. Especially that troublesome multicolored flower. It's a real headache. Multicolored flower. Isn't that an alchemy ingredient? Looks like I really came to the right place. Understood. You're only 4th level, key refining, so it's hard to totally get rid of those roots. In this spiritual place, those flowers are nearly sentient. With deep hidden roots, they grow and spread everywhere. You'll just have to work harder, deal with them every day, and don't let them absorb too much energy. The second use for gold energy is harvesting the rice. Harvesting the rice? That needs gold energy too? That's right. When the rice is ripe, use gold energy to separate the ripe grains from the stalks. Don't think it's an easy job. These are spiritual fields. The stalks are far tougher than you can imagine. Come on, I'll show you your quarters. Fang Xiaopang then took me to a nearby cliff area. There's a cave here. I followed Fang Xiaopang into the cave. It's way bigger inside than you'd expect. A fire spirit stone hangs over the main hall inside, giving off light. It not only lights up the hall, it also drives the dampness from the cave. There are 5 stone rooms for living off to the side. Next, Fang Xiaopang opened a large storeroom beside us. These jade jars are all vessels for storing rice. They'll be used to test you in the future. First, to check the quality of the spirit rice. You must remember this. These spirit grains are definitely not for you. They must all be handed over to Lingyu Peak. Absolutely no hiding for yourself. And don't even think about getting lucky, believing the immortal won't find out. Otherwise, you'll get a harsh beating and get kicked out of Lingyu Peak. Don't blame me for not warning you. Alright, that's all for now. Don't be discouraged either. Some spirit grains are of really poor quality. The elder won't want too many of those. He'll reward you with a few. Ordinary people rarely get to taste second-grade spirit grains. I've told you everything you need to know. Take care of yourself. I bowed repeatedly in agreement and respectfully sent Fang Xiaopeng off. Watched him leave. Fang Xiaopeng had just left. I immediately set off for the spirit field. Right now, the most important thing is to tend to the spirit field well. Only then will I have a chance to win Elder Suzuki's flying sword reward. Soon, I arrived at the center of the spirit field formation. Following Fang Xiaopeng's instructions, I infused the wooden spiritual energy into the spirit stone. Wow, there really are 5 color flowers. I suppressed my excitement. But for now, I need to deal with the other weeds first. I activated my divine sword technique, directly targeted the weed's roots, and stabbed forward. But it seemed like the weed sensed it. It quickly shed the new leaves and stems it just grew. I stabbed right through nothing. Are these weeds actually becoming spirits? About 30 feet away, the weed's roots were absorbing spiritual energy. In an instant, it regrew, swaying back and forth, showing off to me. I refuse to believe this. Are you telling me I can't beat a single weed?
Arg.
I, Zhang Ping'an, swear. Today I will be at odds with this weed. Just like that, man and weed chased each other for one incense stick's time. Gradually, I figured out the weed's pattern. Every time it escapes exactly 30 feet. Not more or less. I activated my flying sword again and stabbed ahead of it, 30 feet in advance. Sure enough, the weed ran right into it. Got stabbed straight through and instantly wilted. I let out a long sigh of relief. Now I finally understand what Elder Suzuki meant about yet another key refining, 4th level little guy. Can you handle it? Turns out weeding really is hard labor. After a while, my weeding skills became much more proficient. Unknowingly, my divine sword technique leveled up, from just 1 sword to 2. Though the second sword is smaller than the first one. I controlled 2 small silvery swords, covering each other as they slashed. Soon enough, the weeds in the fields were mostly dealt with, leaving only the seedling row and 5 color flowers blooming everywhere. Of course, I couldn't bear to kill the 5 color flowers, so I only took the leaves and left the roots and stems. And the purity here is extremely high. Using these 5 color flowers for pill refining will definitely surpass the standard spirit gathering pills on the market. But here's the problem. I don't even have a pill furnace here. Whatever. Let me just stockpile the 5 color flowers first. Everything else can wait. Time flew by. In a blink, autumn arrived. The whole field turned golden. And it was almost time to harvest the spirit rice. Fang Xiaopeng suddenly ran over to inform me that Elder Suzuki will inspect your area tomorrow. Keep it tidy. Make sure to remember. Having received the notice, I immediately removed most of the 5 color flowers from the field. Then I moved some of the high-quality 5 color flowers to darker places to hide them. After all, appearances are still important. The next day, Elder Suzuki toured the spirit field. He nodded with satisfaction. You've done well these past few months. Exceeded my expectations. This is your reward from me. Thank you, Elder Suzuki. And the rice field is about to be harvested. This is the most critical stage. But I have business to attend to, and need to leave the sect for a while. During this time, you must handle the final harvest carefully. I'll ask Xiaopeng to teach you. Once the rice harvest is finished, winter will be here soon. If there are no problems with the harvest, you'll get the whole winter off. You can do as you please. Once Elder Suzuki flew away on his sword, I hurried back to the cave. Put the flying sword on the altar. This is a flying magic treasure. Did Lord Demon make a mistake? I then used my spiritual sense to check the information on the basin. Flying Demon Basin. A magic treasure for fast flight. Traveling 10,000 miles in a day is no problem. The basin doesn't sink in water. It doesn't burn in fire. No poison can harm the demon basin at all. It's extremely sturdy. It really is a flying magic item. But then I thought, everyone else rides a flying sword, floating on clouds and flying elegantly in the sky, while I'm riding a basin among them. That's embarrassing just thinking about it. I just threw the flying demon basin into the storage box.
Hey.
Out of sight, out of mind. Anyway, I'm far from learning to fly magical objects. I don't need that embarrassing thing yet. At that moment, the Demon King's voice sounded again. Please sacrifice an auxiliary tool. The first thing I thought of was a pill furnace. Since I really need a pill furnace right now. But where am I supposed to get a pill furnace? Wait. Is the Demon King watching my every move? How come? Every task is arranged just as I need something. And that flying demon basin just now. Why was he so eager to give it to me? I vaguely have a feeling. Anything the Demon King gives me is always something I'll need. A few days later, the spirit rice finally ripened. I used the method Fang Shipeng taught me. Gripped the rice stalk with my hand, felt the wood spiritual energy in the stalk, then suddenly released gold spiritual energy, directly cutting off the flow of wood energy in the stalk. The moment the stalk was cut off, the rice spike suddenly burst open. All the spirit grains scattered into the air. I quickly released my spiritual power, controlled the spirit rice in the air, so they gathered together in midair, then dropped into the nearby prepared jade jars. This technique is just like when I collect pills, kind of similar. Wow, this really is tiring work. After all, I had to harvest each rice spike one by one. It took days of hard work. Spirit grains were finally all collected, in the jade jars. Fang Xiaopeng checked each jar one by one. Pingyan, this year's harvest is really good. Way more jars than in previous years. Quality is great too. Elder Suzuki has always treated me well. He even rewarded me with a flying sword. I would never do something like this.
Hey.
Hey, Pingyan. There's still half a jar left that isn't full. It's hard to measure and sell it this way. Besides, Elder Suzuki might not even notice. Might as well just keep it. You probably don't know yet. This stuff is an absolute bestseller in Daiyao. It's really valuable. If we price it at 50,000 spirit coins, each of us would get 25,000 spirit coins. What do you think? Master Fang, you're confused, hey. Zhenwu's 13 peaks. Our Lingyu peak is dedicated to farming. We absolutely can't do this. Besides, this spiritual rice is supposed to be sold to Lingbao Pavilion. Lingbao Pavilion is quite powerful. Other than them, if more spiritual rice shows up in the market, don't you think Lingbao Pavilion would track it down to the end? If we sell it privately, we're just walking into a trap. Good point. You're always so thorough. How about this then? We can keep it for now. Find an opportunity to sell it little by little in the future. If we really can't get rid of it, we'll just eat it ourselves. That would be great too. I absolutely won't do this. Master Fang, there's no need to persuade me further. Ping'an, I was just testing you just now. I didn't expect you to be so determined. Very good, very good. To be honest with you, this was also an arrangement by Elder Suzuki before he left. It was a test for you.
Elder Suzuki said.
If you pass the test, you'll be given priority for admission again next year. Also, you can make a reasonable request. These old guys really aren't good at this stuff. They're all sharp as can be. Good thing I'm honest, and wasn't tempted by greed. Otherwise, I might have gotten beaten and kicked out of Lingyu Peak, or thrown out of Lingyu Peak. Thank you, Master Fang. I'm fully devoted to Lin. My behavior adheres to tradition. I have no ulterior motives. Alright, Ping'an. Have you decided what reward you want? Master Fang, does our Lingyu Peak have an alchemy room too? Of course, we have alchemy rooms. Whether in the outer or inner sect, alchemy is a required subject for disciples. If you want to practice alchemy, I can arrange for the outer sect alchemy room to be open to you for a few days. Master Fang, you've misunderstood. How would I dare use the Immortals' alchemy room? It's just that all the Immortals, while learning alchemy, explosions are hard to avoid. Is there an alchemy furnace that's been blown apart? One that's beyond repair? Can you give me one? What do you want a broken alchemy furnace for? Here's the thing. I've always wanted to learn smithing. So I want a broken alchemy furnace to study. Hey, Ping'an. You're a natural-born farmer. Don't spread yourself too thin, learning useless crafting techniques. It costs a lot to master that. I've never heard of a poor guy learning to forge. I'll focus on farming for sure. I won't forget my main job. The winter is long, so I need something to do. I'm not planning on becoming a master smith. Just want to be able to make some simple tools. Alright, fine. Since you insist, I'll make the call. I'll take you to get a broken alchemy furnace right now. Soon, Fatty Fang and I passed through the checkpoint. We arrived at the outer sex dump. Go in and find it yourself. I won't go in with you. Tomorrow, we'll take the spiritual rice to Daiyao. Thank you, Master Immortal. I ignored the stink that came my way and dashed right into the dump. I rummaged for a good while inside and managed to find an alchemy furnace that was mostly intact. It was just full of cracks everywhere. Even if it's trash, the Demon Lord deserves something decent. Carefully, I carried the broken alchemy furnace I found in the dump and walked back, worried it would suddenly fall apart entirely. But I didn't expect when I entered my room and closed the door with one hand. I accidentally bumped the furnace, and it immediately crumbled into a pile of fragments. The Demon Lord shouldn't mind, right? Oh well, forget it. When I wake up from sleep, there's a brand new alchemy furnace right in my room.
Hey.
I knew it. The Demon Lord never minds broken things. He wants everything. Then, I used my divine sense to examine the furnace. Information about the furnace appeared instantly. Heaven-Earth Furnace. Top-level alchemy furnace. Capable of refining pills with the heavenly and earthly fire. Can produce pills up to the heavenly grade. Heavenly grade pills? Aren't those legendary pills you only hear about in stories?
Hey.
The Demon Lord is really generous. I quickly hid the Heaven-Earth Furnace in the black box. This furnace can't be shown to just anyone. Sigh. And I don't have the cash to buy cold bamboo for starting a fire. I'll just wait for now. Early the next morning, Fatty Fang arrived, with a palm-sized paper cart in hand. I was full of curiosity. What's that for? Watch closely. I'll show you a magic trick.
Hey.
Activate. Even a cart can fly. Don't look down on it. Not only can it fly, but it can carry over 1,000 pounds. Hurry up and load all the spiritual rice on it. I quickly loaded the jars of spiritual rice onto the cart. Then Fatty Fang gave a soft shout, and the paper cart steadily flew down the mountain. Hold on tight, I'm gonna speed up, here comes the wind. Is this your first time on a paper airship? You'll get used to it after a few more rides. Half an hour later, the paper cart landed at the warehouse entrance of Lingbao Pavilion in Dayao Town. I was in charge of moving the rice into the warehouse, while Fatty Fang handled the deal with manager Yang. Once the transaction was done, the paper cart took off again. Fatty Fang used his old trick again, summoning a strong gust of wind right away. The paper cart instantly picked up speed. Master Fang, aren't we heading back to Lingyu Peak? Isn't this the wrong way? This road seems to lead out of the mountains. It's not easy to come out here. Why rush to go back? I'm taking you somewhere nice. And we'll pick up some good stuff while we're at it. This paper cart can bring back quite a haul.
Hey.
Ping An, let me tell you. This is the famous Li Market. In our Dayao, there are too many rules. You can't do this. You can't do that. But Li Market is different. It's not under the jurisdiction of our Zhenwu sword sect. All the major sects and rogue cultivators trade here. Few rules. You can often find treasures here. Come on, let me show you around. Both sides of the street are lined with all sorts of stalls. Vendors hawk their goods non-stop. The items on the stalls are all kinds of oddities and curiosities. Broken magic artifacts, rare herbs, discarded pills, ancient cultivation books, blessings, Suzuki, even uniforms that stop wolf howls. Everything you could want is here. Hey friend, want some flat peach seeds? These are flat peach seeds from Suzuki. Second-grade fruit trees. Even better than spiritual rice. My yard is perfect for planting. How much are your seeds? Go, don't block the way. Get out of here. You're pretty clever. Every deal here is a one-off. Who knows what kind of seeds he's selling? You really believe him? Even if it's true, do you know how to plant them? Cultivating spiritual plants is extremely demanding. Getting seeds won't help you. You're truly knowledgeable, Immortal Master. You should learn more from me in the future. Half the people on this street are con artists. Keep your eyes open. The two of them continue walking forward. Bro, interested in some lumber? I guarantee this is the best black crow wood. This wood is great for alchemy and can be used to set up arrays. It's definitely the real deal. This is genuine black crow wood. Where did you get it? I'm curious too. After all, black crow wood comes from Black Crow Forest. Black Crow Forest is a place full of poisonous miasma. There's also a terrifying old witch there. No one dares mess with her. Naturally, no one dares go there to chop wood. As for how I got it, that's a trade secret. Want some? This black crow wood isn't just high quality. It's also super cheap. Fang Fatty specializes in arrays. Whenever he sees special materials for arrays, he just can't walk away. How do you plan to sell it? Each piece of black crow wood is only 5 immortal coins. If you use it for alchemy, it's extremely fire resistant. You could refine dozens of furnaces of pills, no problem. Not many people here focus on arrays. The middle-aged cultivator thought Fang Fatty was going to use it for alchemy. Fang Fatty pretended to look annoyed. Your price is even higher than the frost bamboo in the sect. With that much money, I could just buy frost bamboo. Hey, that's negotiable. If you really want to buy it, I'll give you a discount. There are 24 pieces of black crow wood here. If you buy them all, I'll sell them to you for 100 immortal coins. Fang Fatty was really tempted. He's working on a summoning array, specifically to summon dark creatures, and he needs these materials. But when he reached into his pocket, his face instantly fell. Ping Yan, I was in a hurry and forgot my wallet. I only brought a little change. Can you lend me 20 immortal coins first? Are we that close? You come to me for money? Have you no shame? That's really not good, man. I barely have a few immortal coins myself. What if you forget to pay me back? I'd be afraid to ask you for it. Ping Yan, you're just a temp worker right now, right? You still have to take the test next spring. With me on your side, you're solid. Besides, I'm planning to help you become an official laborer. This isn't borrowing. It's clearly a threat. No choice, I still hope Fang Fatty helps me out later. I took out 20 immortal coins and handed them over. Fang Fatty was grinning ear to ear. He patted Jiang Pingyan's shoulder reassuringly. I'll watch your back from now on. Then he turned and paid the vendor. Grabbed all 24 pieces of black crow wood.
Hey.
Pick something for yourself. I'm going to take this stuff to the cart. He trotted off carrying the black crow wood.
Hey.
Just then, the black square in the stone sea suddenly stirred. A sacrificial altar activated itself inside the black square. This offering requires a spiritual cultivation manual. A spiritual cultivation technique? I was completely confused. What is that? Never even heard of it. While I was troubled, I suddenly heard the vendor from a nearby stall, shouting loudly, "If you want to try your luck, come to my stall. I absolutely have rare treasures." My eyes lit up. Let's go see, maybe there really is something. The vendor saw me coming and perked right up. After all, he'd had his stall open for a month, not a single book sold. Bro, come take a look. These are all real manuals. They contain ancient divine abilities. Why not buy one to cultivate yourself? I can tell you're talented, little brother. Maybe you'll actually master one of these. You could become a big deal someday. Let me tell you, my ancestors were legendary tomb raiders. Wait, that's not right. Explorers of ancient ruins. They collected tons of manuals. Everyone guaranteed authentic. Sadly, I'm not talented. I just can't learn them. That's why I'm selling them now. Are these real manuals? Who'd sell real ones in the street? Hey bro, be careful. Don't tear them up. These manuals are really old, so they're pretty fragile. Yeah. If you can flip through them freely, they're probably not real. Turns out you can't even see the writing in these manuals. What's the point then? Wait. As long as it's a manual, it works. Doesn't matter if you can read it or not? Hey, the Demon King doesn't seem to care much. I went over the books on the stall again. On one of the books, I saw the word stone. Could this be the Divine Stone Workshop? I opened up that page. It was so badly damaged. Even at the end, only 7 words were legible. 4 words were totally blurred. They couldn't be identified. Seems there weren't many clear words in the whole book. Forget it, I'll take this one. Boss, how much for this book? Wow, you really know your stuff. This manual was unearthed from a great ancient god's tomb. It must have incredible spells inside. Too bad it's been covered in dust all these years. No one could recognize it. Tell you what, 100 immortal coins.
Take it.
100 immortal coins. That's robbery. Hey bro, don't leave. I'll give you a discount, okay? 20 immortal coins. How about that? 1 immortal coin. Just 1 immortal coin. I'm about to starve to death. Have mercy. Give me 1 immortal coin, so I can eat a bowl of hot egg noodles. Half an immortal coin. That's the most. Deal. Though, I'm not sure if it's a spiritual cultivation manual. But it's so cheap. If the offering fails, the Demon King will just curse me a bit. Right then, Fang Fatty arrived in his paper car. I jumped onto the cart. Fang Fatty was driving the paper car, flying toward Lingo Peak. It was getting late. Fang Fatty drove the car all the way to the cave in front of my place. Ping An, there's too much black crow wood. I only need 2 pieces for my experiment. Your cave is big. I'll leave it here for now. For a bit, anyway. I helped Fang Fatty move all the black crow wood into the cave. After sending Fang Fatty off, I rushed back to my room and locked the door. Then, I carefully took out the nearly destroyed book. Damn, this book is actually a spiritual cultivation manual. Jackpot. But it's all tattered, fine. Why are there only 7 words left? Could you be any more sloppy? Is the Demon King really angry this time? Demon King, please make do with it for now. Next time I get a chance, I'll find something better for you. Please bear with it. I couldn't wait to pick up the book. I flipped to the first page, the table of contents. The Secret of the Divine Stone. 80 Kings, Foundation Building of Key Refining. Pill Core, Infant Transformation, Divine, Void Refining, Ascension Saint Entry. Corresponding to 8 cultivation chapters. The Demon Lord is really powerful. This one book actually covers all cultivation topics. Unknowingly, 3 days have passed. I was completely absorbed in reading. Suddenly, urgent knocks came from outside the cave. My heart tightened. I quickly hid all my treasures inside the black box. Only then did I unlock and open the cave entrance. A tall and skinny Taoist was standing at the door, looking completely impatient. Are you Jiang Pingyan? Why do you take so long to open a door? Sorry, Immortal Master. I was just asleep and barely heard it. Sleeping in broad daylight. Clearly not a hard-working person. You're fired. This is your 6 months' salary. Hurry up and get out of the cave. Where's Immortal Fang Xiaopeng? So you remember Fang Xiaopeng? Too bad. He can't cover for you anymore. He just caused big trouble. Now, I'm in charge here. I see you're totally unfit for this job. Get out now. Immortal Master, please. I still have some personal belongings in the cave. I need some time to move them. Fine. I'll give you 1 day. Don't let me see you here tomorrow morning. Understood? After being scolded by the elder, he turned around and flew off with his sword. I stood there dumbfounded for a while, completely confused. What on earth happened? Oh, come on. Just like that, I'm unemployed for no reason. Who can I complain to? Just then, someone suddenly appeared in front of me.
Hello.
I have a letter for you. I didn't dare come earlier because the Taoist was here. Here, take it. I was surprised as I accepted the letter. It turned out Fang Xiaopeng wrote it to me. I'm so screwed. Ping An, I used black crow wood to set up a cultivation array, but ended up summoning a demon. It destroyed the cave residence, even caused chaos on the mountain. I'm now locked up by the discipline hall. The person replacing me is senior brother Huo Guang. That guy is stubborn and self-serving. He's really selfish. He definitely won't tolerate you. Don't worry. Wait until I finish my confinement. I'll talk it over with you then. Just days ago, he swore he'd protect me. Now he got into trouble and is locked up. I really can't believe this guy. He had to go and study dot cultivation methods. Now look at this mess. Barbecued. I kept reading the letter. There was another note at the bottom. Secretly help me get rid of all that black crow wood. I suspect something's wrong with it. Make sure no one else finds out, please. That fat guy still owes me 20 immortal coins and wants me to help him. Ah, forget it. I'll just claim all the black crow wood now. Consider it interest. When he gets out, I'll definitely collect a principal. I'm out. If they don't want me here, I'll go home to cultivate. Back in my own room, I started trying divine mind refinement. First step of mind refinement, seal the six senses. Seeing but not perceiving called yi. Strange, if you don't use your eyes, you can still find something called yi. What's the reason behind that? Can't see anything. This darkness is still what the eyes see. Not seeing. It must mean not seeing anything at all. Maybe it's about reigning in the mind that wants to see things. I reset myself, not looking at anything. Gradually the world disappeared. The darkness vanished. Suddenly a fear of falling into an abyss washed over me. I felt like a helpless blade of grass, drifting in stormy seas. I snapped back to consciousness. Suddenly understood. This is training for divine sense. I must control my own fear. I closed my eyes and meditated again. Time slowly passed. Suddenly, a burst of white light appeared before my eyes. Suppressed divine sense erupted out. I did it. Succeeded. I really overcame the fear. My divine sense grew stronger. I kept sitting in meditation. Began thinking about the second line. Hearing but not perceiving called she. This is just like seeing but not perceiving. Just now I practiced with light. Now the practice is with sound. I closed my eyes. Didn't listen to any sound. Nor did I listen to silence. Completely withdrew the awareness of hearing into my divine sense. A moment later, fear struck again. Like an abyss beneath my feet, I was falling rapidly. That abyss seemed endless. The feeling of suffocation overwhelmed me, almost made me break my cultivation. I clenched my teeth, stubbornly refused to give up. No idea how long passed. A huge boom sounded. Another burst of white light appeared before my eyes. My divine sense exploded outward. Succeeded again. Time for the final trial. After this trial, I'll clear the first level of mind refinement. Touch without grasping. Ming Yu Wei. This is the cultivation of touch. Piercing pain attacked first. Instantly turned into unbearable itching. Finally, numbness spread throughout my body, leaving my mind restless. I clenched my teeth firmly, persisted with all I had. Time passed. Sight, hearing, and touch gradually disappeared. At last, Yi Shi Wei. These three senses magically merged. Under divine sense perception, the world suddenly became thousands of times clearer. When you neither see, hear, nor feel, divine sense fuses into one and turns into a mysterious, omnipotent perception. So this is divine sense. I couldn't wait to dive back into cultivation. The world became incredibly clear again. I carefully sensed the outside world. Suddenly, I found a hidden secret door in the backyard.
Huh?
Why is there a door here? I hurried to the backyard, walked onto a 10 jang wide lawn, stretched out both hands, released spiritual power downward, pulled hard. A square lid. I pulled it out from the grass. A deep staircase leading down appeared before me. What's going on? Did Lord Qingfeng dig this out? I followed the trail and went down, walked about 10 jang lower. A large stone door appeared in front of me. On top of the door it said shelter. Those are definitely Lord Qingfeng's handwriting. But why would Lord Qingfeng build an underground shelter? To guard against wind disasters? Didn't they say the real wind disaster comes in 3,000 years? The real wind catastrophe won't happen until then? I pushed open the thick stone door. Inside was a hall. There were several small stone doors inside. My eyes lit up. 3 rooms and 1 hall. This is really a great place to cultivate. Perfect for hiding my magic cultivation secret too. I opened the first stone room. It was a warehouse with many grain jars and miscellaneous items. The one at the far end was a very sturdy stone room. Couldn't open it at all. No idea what it's for. The last stone room had a stone bed and some simple furniture. After finding a place to sleep, I continued training my divine sense.
In a blink, winter arrived again.
Mind refinement went incredibly smoothly. Directly broke through to the 4th level. Because the cultivation level of refining spirit can't break through the level of key refining. Looks like I still need to raise my realm to key refining level 5 first. Key refining level 5 is already extremely rare in Dayao. That way, it'll be easier to find a good job. It seems to break through my cultivation. I'll still need to refine gathering key pills. I took out a piece of black crow wood from the black box. Just as I was about to chop it into pieces to use as fuel for alchemy, the sensation from my fingertips changed my expression. Wait, something's wrong with this black crow wood. How can I sense the power of the evil godstone inside? No wonder Fatty Fang failed to refine the formation. It's definitely because there's an evil godstone inside. Hope it doesn't blow up my pill furnace. I directed the thunder key out of my body and directly invaded the black crow wood. When the evil spiritual sense encountered the thunder key, it was instantly cleaned out completely. Only then did I chop the wood into small pieces for later use. Next, I sorted and piled up the 5 colored flower petals. But I don't plan to refine the pills myself. Instead, I used the clone technique I learned during spirit cultivation. I summoned a demon dragon to assist me with alchemy. Under the control of my spiritual sense, the demon dragon tossed the black crow wood in with its claws. Then it breathed out flames to ignite the black crow wood. An hour later, the scent of medicine wafted from the pill furnace. The whole room was filled with the fragrance of pills, and I opened the furnace. What's this? How can the spiritual energy inside be so dense? It's far beyond the premium gathering key pills from Tianbao Pavilion. That can't be right. My trashy 5-colored flowers don't even contain that much spiritual energy. There's no way for spiritual energy to just appear out of nowhere. I seem to have realized something. I quickly looked at the Cancun furnace. The ancient patterns on the furnace wall were flashing and glowing. The spiritual energy inside the furnace was abnormally dense. Lord Demon King is so impressive. This Cancun furnace is truly a treasure. It comes with a pill refining key gathering function. It can also greatly enhance the quality of the pills. And I was worried I wouldn't perfect my key refining. In the days that followed, I kept refining pills while cultivating. With a long howl, I successfully entered key refining level 5, Tunju realm. I immediately began testing the abilities of the Tunju realm, condensed all my spiritual sense into a line, and shot it forward sharply. In an instant, my spiritual sense reached 10 miles away. As luck would have it, it landed right at the demon claw. My spiritual sense was like a wild bull, and charged straight into the demon claw. Inside the demon claw, there was a demon beast still struggling. It was about to break through the restrictions set by the immortal masters. That demon beast sensed my spiritual sense and sent me a strange signal. It was asking for help from me. Did it mistake me as a fellow kind? My heart tensed up, and I quickly withdrew my spiritual sense. Are you kidding me? Helping you would just get me into trouble. Man, I've been closed up for too long. I should get out and get some fresh air. I walked slowly into the lively, bustling market. Halfway through the street, I noticed a noodle shop by the roadside, so I stepped right in. Waiter, 1 bowl of noodles. Not long after, a steaming hot bowl of noodles was served. I started eating heartily. As I was devouring the food, suddenly, I heard the people next to me discussing the selection for outer disciples. It's time again for the outer disciple selection. Once every 10 years. You really have to cherish this. Don't worry, Father. I've already reached key refining level 5, enough to qualify for registration. I'll give it my all in this selection. Outer disciple selection. Once every 10 years. Registering feels like getting a pillow right when you're sleepy.